Thank you. Well, finally made it to Newcastle. Today I'd like to talk about something very special because it has something to do with us being alive. So what is it in my life that I need to do? What can I do? I need in my life to prepare for today. And I need in my life to prepare for tomorrow. To prepare. What am I preparing for? I'm preparing for the most fundamental things, the most basic things, the most real things. Because today will come and go. It will. It's not up to me. But it will come. It already has come. And then it will go. And then, if there is a possibility in my life, then tomorrow will come. But it will always come as today. And before I know it, it'll be gone. And because I wasn't prepared, and if I am not prepared, today will slip by my hands. And I will be the poor one. So I need to prepare that no matter what happens, today doesn't just slip away. And if I can begin to prepare for today, and if I can prepare for tomorrow, perhaps I can get enough insight into preparation that I can prepare for this life. So this life too doesn't just slip away. Slip away in the arguments and the quarrels, in the wants, in the dreams, in the ideas, but that it remains every day something real for me. As long as I'm alive. Real. Not that I'm chasing after it, but I'm flowing with it. You know, it doesn't matter how expensive a yacht you have. If you are having to swim behind it, it's going to be incredibly uncomfortable. Few strokes, okay, could be fun, could be exercise or whatever. But it is not that if you had a super wonderful yacht and you were behind it, not on it, swimming across the Pacific Ocean as the sharks are coming behind you and closer, that the expense of the yacht will make it better somehow. It won't. It won't. A lot of people come with their ideas. They've heard about knowledge. What is knowledge? They've heard about me, Mraji, Prem Rawat, whatever. Some people like Prem Rawat, which isn't really my name either. Somebody who doesn't understand Hindi abbreviated it severely. My full name is Prempal Singh Rawat. And Prempal actually means the follower of love. Somebody who follows love. And they've somehow got separated from Prem. So Paul went one way and Prem went one way. And Singh disappeared. And Rawat remained. And so it became Prem Rawat. Now, I don't find people pronouncing it, find it any easier. Some people can't pronounce Marathi, but that's pointless. That doesn't change me. If that changes me, I should be very concerned. But if it doesn't change me or what somebody calls me, my kids call me dad. Does that change me? No. Somebody who doesn't know my name might call you, hey, you. You there. Means the same thing, But living in this world, I have analysis, you have analysis of what this life is all about, what God means to you, what's going to happen to you after you die, what is this, what is that, what is that, what is that, what is that. And may I propose to you, with all the humility that I can muster, that's just a distraction. And please, whatever you do in your life, whether you decide to follow knowledge, you decide not to follow knowledge, whether you decide that what I say to you is worth something or not worth something, but here's my 2 cents worth of advice for you. Whatever you decide to do, don't be distracted. This life moves too quickly to be distracted. You can't afford to be distracted. You can't. You don't have that luxury to be distracted. And people who seek and search for the truth, I think, do so with a genuine thirst. And people who seek for that contentment do so with a genuine feeling in their heart. And people who sit there and become the contractors of truth do such an incredible disservice because they distract them, they confuse them. The reality is, you are alive. You want good news? You are alive. No, at no given time there can be better news than you are alive. Now the question comes, what should you do? Well, you already have figured this out. You can pretty much do anything you feel like. People steal and they're still alive. People lie and they're still alive. So, in your life, you can do anything. What feels good to you? What feels good to you? What do you think it is that is not a distraction? Truly, what is the call that you feel, an urge that you feel from within you that emanates and has always emanated the same way throughout your existence? Am I to consider that you are so different than me that you don't feel that same urge? That urge to be fulfilled? I think you do. That you want to feel complete, to feel whole. That you want to feel good. That you want to feel not spread out all over the place, but feel who you really are. And feel your life, and feel every day, and feel your breath, and feel that clarity, and feel that understanding. Taking the steps in your life with consciousness. Not unconsciousness, but consciousness. To be aware of what you are about to do is going to benefit that urge, that thirst that you have as a human being to be fulfilled. A lot of people go, isn't that selfish? Well, to breathe, is it selfish? And why do you breathe? Why do you breathe? I mean, it's not one of those things you consciously go out and go, I better breathe. It's a need you have, and the need expresses itself, and there's very little you can do about it. And even if you decide absolutely to stop breathing, that will just go on till you pass out, and then you'll start breathing normally. This is not an issue of a religion. This is not an issue of should be or shouldn't be, or that you can actually debate, or you can say, well, what references have been made to this effect or these issues, or we need to have a ruling passed by the holy people of this world. I mean, there's half the holy people in this world going, nothing bothers me. Or that you have to point out to them, well, you don't have anything to bother you. I mean, you simply don't. You live in a cave. You don't have to pay taxes. The government doesn't know you exist. You make no fashion statement, absolutely none. Every time you get hungry, you take your bowl and stand out on the street, and somebody's kind enough to throw some food in there, and you eat it. I mean, what is going to bother you? There's nothing to bother you. And I take exception. There are some things that still bothers them. And they know it. Because being bothered is a human trait when things are not right. And being content is also a human trait when things are right. Which one for you? How many people are there on this earth who go, well, I'm just an ordinary person. Well, what else should you be? Who else should you be? A cockroach-human hybrid that can survive on soap? I mean, what? What is an ordinary person? Tell me, what is an ordinary person? What is an ordinary person? Somebody who aspires in their life to be fulfilled. If that's ordinary, let's all be ordinary. That's nice. Somebody who does not pretend to be outside the realm of pain and suffering. At least you tell the truth. You tell the truth. And are you that ordinary person in whom which the blessing of breath comes every second? Then you indeed are the holiest of temples. Taller than any temple, than any edifice, any building ever erected for the glory of the Creator. And by a mile, you are more magnificent than any steeple placed on top of a temple. Because in you, the blessing of the Creator flows in and out, in and out, in and out. You're the living testament to that Creator's existence. Not a photograph. No, you're not. Not a picture of a candle. No, you're not. You are the living candle. You are the testament. You are that proof that there is a magnificence in this universe that is taking shape, expressing itself in you. The only difference is you don't know this. And that's why I came to Newcastle. To tell you that this is so. And you probably are sitting there, some of you, going, wow, really? Some of you are sitting there going, how can that be? In my little miserable life? How could that be? How could that be? I don't have an answer to that question. How could that be? How could that be? My question is, how could it be that you don't know that you are that cathedral in which that power that sustains this, not England, not Newcastle, let's go a little bigger. Universe. Now, I don't expect you to understand how big the universe is. I don't. I don't either. But it's a big place. That much I know. Huge. And whatever is beyond it, and beyond it, and beyond it, and the sun, and the moon, and the stars, and the winds, and the ocean. And indeed, this breath are complements of the same. Do you understand that? What keeps that sun shining is bringing you life too. What keeps that moon up where it is? Perfect distance, perfect alignments, is making sure perfectly that breath comes into you. And this is what I mean. Prepare for today. Prepare to be astonished. Prepare to be fulfilled. These are your real aspirations. Not fighting. Fighting by design is anti-existence. Anti-exist. They're animals. They know. They will growl, they'll snarl, they'll kick, they'll buck, but they know, okay, after this point, if we keep going, we're going to kill each other. Therefore, let's just leave it at this. I've got bigger teeth than you do, and that's the end of the conversation. Now, animals we look at as saying, well, they're a little bit less intelligent. We do. But let me tell you one thing. If you were in the middle of a desert and very, very thirsty, and you had no water, and you saw a baby baboon, okay? I saw a baby baboon in the middle of the desert, totally wet. Wet, soaking, dripping wet. Would you try to follow his footsteps backwards to see where he got this water from? Where was he? Would you or would you not? A baboon? How dare you? Oh, self-made man, how dare you take clues from a little baboon? Isn't that mockery of your own intelligence? No. No. In that situation, wherever the water is, and whoever knows where that water is, give me the clues. Good enough. It's all right. It's all right. This is no competition. This is not about ego. This is not about I am superior. No, it is something that I need to address because without that water, I'm done. And everything else in between falls away because the priority is to have that water. We have tons of reasons why there will be war. Oh, people tell me this all the time. There's too much greed in this world. Did the greed come on an asteroid? I mean, if the greed really came on an asteroid and we had nothing to do with it, and all of a sudden it's like a virus that is spreading around, then I can say, well, yeah, there's very little you can do about it. Anything you can do about it. But that's not true. Greed, we have created the greed. A famous translator, writer of Ramcharitramanas, Ramayana, in India. In fact, I believe his original work is in the London Museum on a piece of bamboo, handwritten. He defines the greatest illusion as, this is mine, that's yours. Causing the biggest problem in this world, this is mine, that's yours. The division. Once the division started, fair game. And people are trying to justify it. Why is it mine? Why is it yours? I worked for this. This is this way. That is that way. And I'm not saying to get rid of your doors. Don't do that. You are absolutely, in my opinion, clearly and truly justified in having your door and locking it and having your windows. And if you feel like locking them, sure, do so. But as you know, that when greed gets to a point where it goes beyond just your protection and starts to hurt other people who are innocent, you have stepped the bounds. You have stepped the bounds. You have every right to protect what is yours. But to protect it from the people who caused no harm, that's stepping outside the boundary. When wars happen, innocent people always get killed. They call it statistical casualty, 10%. What is 10%? 1, 0, 2 things and a oblique, a slash. That signifies that cathedral in which the magnificence of that power pulses through. Magnificence. How can it be that in this day and age it is not acceptable if you were to deface a house of God, you would pay. Unbelievable. But it is perfectly acceptable to take the house of that power and annihilate it. And you would be justified. What are these the consequences of? These are consequences. And these are consequences of when you have forgotten who you are, when you don't realize who you are. How are you going to respect another person? That's what it boils down to. Why is it important for you to know who you are? So you can be who truly you are. The seeker, the lover of peace. Now, how convenient is it for this world to give the face of somebody who likes peace to be akin to being a vegetable? People think, if you will get peace, you'll become a vegetable. How could it be? Does a hungry man really need to see pictures of food? Does he? Does a thirsty man really need to see pictures of water? Does a hungry man need to hear description of food? Does a thirsty person need to hear glories of water? I ask you. When does the reality set in and say, hey, forget about the descriptions, I've had enough. Forget about the pictures, I've had enough. What I need is water. That's reality. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. This is why I travel from place to place. This is my message. Wake up. Prepare. Don't be distracted. Don't be distracted. Know that fundamental thirst that you have inside. Don't be afraid of it. If you want to be content, that's no mistake. No mistake. What does it take? What does it take? For a lot of you, it's like, well, how do you do this? How? To me, how is not an issue. I know how to do it. It is coming to that conclusion. That's the issue. Coming to that conclusion that yes, what is important in my life is that I want to be fulfilled. that I want to listen to my thirst, that I want to understand my thirst, that I want to fulfill my life. And I'm not talking about fulfilling your dreams. Believe me, no way. I am not talking about fulfilling your expectations. I can't do that. I don't even know what they are. I can second guess it, but no way am I going to fulfill it. I'm not here for that. That's not the reason why I travel. I'm not here to please you. I'm here to please the heart that you have. And that's the conclusion that you have to come to, that that's what you want in your life. It doesn't matter. There are people sitting here, I know, who have this gift of knowledge. There are people here, I'm sure, that who are aspiring to have this gift of knowledge. And there are people here who have come here for the first time. And I speak to all of you. This is what has to happen every day, that you have to prepare. Prepare today to welcome this life. Do you know how to welcome it? Have you ever welcomed this life? Have you? Because you have to. You should. With this life, you are everything. Without this life, you are worthless. They're not even going to want you in your own house. Without this life, they're going to want you in a refrigerator somewhere. And it's not going to be your refrigerator, the one you bought with your hard-earned money. Your loved ones, they will. And the last goodbyes, if you are lucky, will be a few flowers. That's it. That's it. And then they'll lower you, and they'll all walk away. They'll go have a party. Have a few drinks, and they'll remember you, how nice you were, if you were nice. So it'll already go from this whole thing to just bye-bye, to a few flowers, then you will be reduced to a bit of whiskey and crackers and sandwich. That's about it. And you would have lived an existence in which you had the possibility to know, to feel, to understand the divine that is within inside of you right now. That's what this life is, isn't it? This is that little bridge where the infinite and the finite is this, infinite is within you, have come as close as humanly possible. And that's it. This is your chance to have a realization of realizations, to have a feeling of feelings, to have an understanding of understandings, to have a clarity of clarities. This is as close as it gets. What do you want to do? The opportunity is afoot. Today has come, it's almost gone. And it's never too late. Never too late to recognize. Never too late to recognize. You see, and there's a lot of people here who know what I'm talking about. There are young people here, and there's old people here. There's people younger than me, and there are people who are older than me. And I would like to say this. You know, as you get older, things that you could do, you can't do anymore. It's just the elasticity of the body isn't there. You can't quite see the same way. You can't hear the same way. I mean, that sharpness of, if, there was a time when the cockroach would whisper in the corner and you would go, I heard that. And then it gets to the point where the guy is yelling in your ear and you're wondering, did you say anything? Are you addressing me? And the face had that shine to it. You remember the shine? You didn't have to use face creams. He never cared about it. Had that shine. But, well, that's kind of gone. A little wrinkly on the side. Things happen. But I think you will concur with me that your ability to enjoy has not changed. I mean, you can still enjoy. Just like when you were young. Now, you can't do the things, but enjoyment is not any different, is it? I mean, it's just, there it is. And the good news is that everything else might diminish, but the ability to enjoy will remain intact. So if the ability to enjoy is going to remain intact, you better find something you can really enjoy. Right? Logic. It's logical, isn't it? And good news, again, is that something that you can truly enjoy is inside of you. That's a powerful thing. Talk about good design. I mean, good design. Because the purpose, in my opinion, of this entire machinery is to enjoy. It's made for enjoying. Loves to enjoy. Touch, enjoy. See, enjoy. Isn't it pretty amazing? Hearing, enjoy. Smell, enjoy. Taste, enjoy. And the machine is designed so well that even as the layers were to shut down, the core would stay intact. And that's good design. It'll bring you home. It'll bring you home. That's the design. That's the cleverness of the design. It will bring you home. Can you imagine a car like that? The engine quits, tires fall off, windshield falls off, battery is gone, no fuel, no oil, but that car brings you home. Genius of a design. This is a genius design. Everything can fall away. The core stays intact, brings you home till the last moment. you can still enjoy. But you have to enjoy the right thing. Now, if you're talking about, enjoying playing pool, that will go on to a certain point. After that, the hands will start to shake so much that you haven't hit the ball and it's rolling. No. To enjoy this thirst, this existence, this being. The very last bit, this genius engineering to allow you to do that. What's my expertise? That's my expertise. My expertise is not to fulfill your dreams. My expertise isn't to teach you a form of exercise through which you will be able to perform acrobatics that even a baboon looking at you will just go, wow. My expertise isn't to fulfill ideas and dreams that have been inspired by others but placed into you. No, my expertise is to put you in touch with that one thing that is the most enjoyable. That's my expertise. That's what I can do. That's what I can do. I have a tool that can put you in touch with your breath, the beauty and the peace that is inside of you, to untap it. To connect with it. That's my expertise. That's what I can do. Can I answer your questions? Maybe, maybe not. It's irrelevant. Because even if you have your questions in your head, that thing is still inside of you. And even if your questions got answered, it'll still be inside of you. So, take the shortcut. You can search for your questions and the answers to your questions, or you can search for the ocean of answers. Which one do you want? If you are interested in the answers, I have a roadmap. If you're interested in questions, good luck to you. Don't you realize people have been asking questions for as long as people have been around? They go anywhere from, where are you going? Why'd you do that for? 2, why are you here? Why am I here? What is the purpose of our life? And people ask. And will they still be asking? Of course they'll be asking. That's a human trait. That's who we are. We can't help it. We want to know, why am I here? What am I doing here? What is the purpose? Because after so many things seem so senseless, that's the question you're going to ask. And that basically is somebody going, am I lost? You remember a few months back, there was that flight in America. I won't mention the name of the airline. But the 2 pilots were on their computer, and they went past their destination. Well, they had no clue, because they were on their computer. The plane they were flying is one of those airplanes, and they actually have a tray. Most airplanes have a yoke, is what it's called, but this one has a side stick and has a tray. And you can pull out the tray, and of course, the tray is made for food, but you can put your computer in it. So they put the computer on it, and these airplanes have Wi-Fi, and so you can connect while you're flying and get full internet at pretty decent speed. So there they are, surfing along. As the plane is surfing along, and they go right past their destination. The flight attendant, God bless her, she probably had a date, looking at her watch, going, I think he's going to be upset if I don't get there in time. And came to the cockpit and said, weren't we supposed to be landing about now? That's when they realized. And here's the tower is calling them. The ATC is calling them and all that good stuff. That's what happened. That's a distraction. That question, who am I, what am I doing here, is basically going, am I lost? I should have been somewhere by now, right? Things should have been obvious to me about now. But people find themselves more confused than obvious. More questions. How can I say this? Well, I can say this. I started speaking when I was about 6, even younger than that. I took over, started doing this about 9, and people have been asking me questions. 9-year-old being asked, what is the purpose of life? And so, what does a 9-year-old say to the person? Gee, you're older, don't you know? Why are you asking a 9-year-old kid? A 9-year-old. Adults would come. Old people would come. Learned people would come to test the 9-year-old. There was a colonel in the Indian Army. Well, now he's a colonel. I think he was a captain then, or maybe even a lower post. Avid reader of Gita. His friend said to him, there's this 9-year-old. Maybe you should go talk to him. He shows up where I was living and started arguing with everybody. What you're saying is wrong, this is wrong, that is wrong, because it's written here, this is written, this is written, this is written. This is what you're supposed to do. And I'm listening to him argue with the best of them. And I'm hiding, but I'm listening to him argue, and then I can't stand it anymore. So I come out of my living room. He was in the veranda. I come out of my living room. I sit down. Argument again ensues about this light. The light without fire. And I say the light that you pray to is the light that's inside of you. And he goes off on a whole tangent, and I say to him, what is the harm in experiencing it? What is the harm? He stopped dead in his tracks. His whole life was changed by just those words. I'm not making this up. A few years back, he was speaking at one of the events, and this is what he said. That's what happened to him. You can ask or you can know. Pick one. This is the matter of a heart. I'm not here to offer you contracts. There are no contracts. The only thing I ask for is if you give knowledge a fair chance. Fair chance. That's all. I say to you, like it, fine. Don't like it, keep searching. People say to me, this is what I was looking for. This is what I was looking for. All my life. I searched and searched and searched and searched and searched. Couldn't find it. And thank you for putting me in touch with what I was looking for. And all I need to say, and this is what I say, you're welcome. Because there's no mystery to this. This is what I'm saying. This is what I can do. So, you came to me with an open heart, and I did it. You liked it. You're saying thank you to me. And I'm saying, you're welcome. That's it. People go, doing it for the money. I wish I was. You have no idea how much I wish I was. Because if I was selling this for 200 pounds, we wouldn't be sitting here, we would be in a stadium. Because it would be all prepackaged. Prepackaged. I stand by what I say. I wish I could sell it. I really wish I could sell it, because that would make me rich too. But I can't. I can't sell that knowledge, because it is the knowledge of the self. What price can you possibly put on it? What price do you put on something that transforms a person's life like you saw in that video? What price would you put on it? What price would you put on it? Somebody once said, long time ago, long time ago, that all the riches of this earth are not enough. That's what happens. When you know what this heart is about, when you know what this breath is about, when you realize what this is, it changes. It changes something so beautifully that you can appreciate, that you can understand. That's what life should be. And that's what life is. For those who truly have accepted knowledge in their lives. Knowledge means two things: know how, and you understand it. If you don't understand it, it's Pollyanna cracker. No, this is not a mantra. This is not one of those things where you will learn how to put your foot over your neck. No. No. Easy, simple, something you can do, something you can enjoy in your life, something that grows and grows and grows. And believe me, those people who practice and enjoy it have never gotten and never will get tired of it. Because it is that connection. Remember, what we are getting in touch with is the core. The core that will always bring you home. That core that will not allow enjoyment to stop. Never. That's your design. And don't you forget it. So, Connect to that. That is most enjoyable. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. No more, no less. That's all I have to say. Rest, of course, it's up to you. Whoever you are, whether you have it, don't have it, want it, don't want it, it doesn't matter. It's all up to you. It's all up to you. It'll always be up to you. What you cannot change, is your design. Too late. You can't change it. I am sorry. You cannot change it. I was reading a message. Actually, it's very long because it's from different people. But I was reading this message, and it's from a prisoner in Argentina. And the prisoner says, I heard your message, and today I have realized that it is the first day of the rest of my life. See, that's why you need to prepare. Today was the first day of the rest of your life. And then tomorrow will come as today, and it will be the first day of the rest of your life. And then tomorrow will come again as today, and it'll be the first day of the rest of your life. Clever design. Because reset, reset, reset. Another chance, another chance, another chance, another chance. You are the only one that mistakenly connects all the past ones, going, no chance, no chance, because that happened in the past, that happened in the past. But the reality of the day is, today is the first day. Today was the first day for the rest of your life. From here, rest of your life. Tomorrow will come as today, and it'll be the rest of your life. You get a new start. And the core, you can't do anything about it. That's incredible design. You have it. So, thank you very much. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy. And have a wonderful evening. Thank you.